Well guys, it's that time of the year again. That time of the year where studios release the best movies of the year. That time of the year where the best movies ever are released. I'm talking about January movies.
Just a little further.
We have ourselves a zombie movie starring Ray Skywalker taking place in Australia, or Tasmania, Australia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think any of us was expecting this kind of movie, and you know what? There's a good reason why it came out in January. First things first, I just want to get this out there that this will be a spoiler review because I don't give a single shit about this movie. I don't think anyone is gonna go watch this movie. As a matter of fact, the theater was almost empty. So here's a quick little non-spoiler review for you folks out there. It is long, boring, stupid, cliche, and just a fucking waste of time. And in case you're wondering, it is nothing like the trailers make it out to be. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't waste anything trying to see this thing. While there are aspects of this movie that are pretty solid when it comes to the cinematography and the practical VFX and the way the zombies look, this movie is boring. Instead of We Bury the Dead, it should be called We Bore the Dead. Editor Sai here, I just thought of an even funnier title. What I should have said was We Bore the Living. Anyways, we follow Ava, portrayed by Daisy Ridley, who is currently a grieving widow in search of the body of her husband. After the US accidentally dropped an experimental bomb that basically wiped out all of Tasmania, Australia, people are now signing up to volunteer to bury the dead, or at least go search through homes and find people, put them away, put them in the dirt. But it turns out not everyone is 100% unalived. These people come back looking like the most zombie looking motherfuckers ever. And I gotta tell you, man, the practical effects, the look that these zombies had, it was magnificent. It was creepy, eerie, disgusting, and that's what this movie does right. The whole zombie thing that it has going on, that was pretty fucking good. So Daisy really signs up to be a part of the cleanup crew, and unfortunately she cannot really go to where her husband supposedly is, because the southern parts of Tasmania are still burning. So until all that clears up, they're stuck on the north side. But that ain't gonna stop our girl from searching for her hubby. So she enlists Clay, portrayed by Brenton Thwaites, who you might recognize from that one DC show where he's like hardcore edgy Nightwing or something. We don't need to talk about that. And Ozzy, with supposedly nothing to lose, decides to help Daisy Ridley south because apparently we just need to go on this suicide mission because yeah, love. I get it. How do I even begin to talk about this boring ass movie that felt like 4 hours, even though it is precisely 1 hour and 34 minutes? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't understand. How the fuck do you screw this up so damn hard? This is a zombie movie. Stop trying to subvert our expectations. Stop trying to be different. Stop trying to do something new and refreshing with the zombie genre, because I guess you can't really call them zombies because they're not really zombies. They're not eating people, at least not from what I can tell. We didn't get to see a single scene of anyone eating anything. No zombie biting no one. So technically this is not a zombie movie. This is a movie about people who just somehow come back to life after literally being fucking fried. I don't know. This movie doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. Is it trying to be a zombie movie, or is it trying to be a slow burn, dramatic, subverting expectations of the genre type thing? I was on board for the first act of this movie because I get it. I don't mind things being a bit slow because we're trying to set up, we're trying to build up these characters, this world, try to explain certain things. The movie looks good. It looks sexy. It has some really great sets. The production of this movie is fantastic. We're watching Daisy Ridley work with other volunteers and the army to remove all these bodies and bury the dead, but it turns out not everyone is dead. Sometimes they're just kind of standing there all docile, like just chilling, all creepy looking and everything, just dead. The Australian army informs all the volunteers that if they see anyone like this, just standing and just kind of vibing, let them know so that they can put them down, What's weird is that the army doesn't spare any personnel to maybe be nearby or close or go with these volunteer groups that are splitting up to pull out all these bodies. You know, just in case one of these quote-unquote zombies decide to go aggro and start biting people and tearing off limbs. No, it's alright, they're completely docile. Apparently zombie media doesn't exist in this world because the word zombie was never brought up a single moment. Ava is desperate to find her husband, so with Clay's help, they ride down south over to where her husband supposedly is, and the entire second act is... This second act is some of the most horrendous, cliche, boring, predictable shit. Ava and Clay get picked up by a rogue soldier known as Riley. He's on his own, he doesn't have his unit, we don't exactly know what happened, but he decides to talk to Ava and Clay individually. After an altercation that we do not see, Clay has driven off, just left them, whatever, and Ava is on her own with this complete stranger that is definitely not sus. He agrees to help Ava on her journey, but needs to take a little detour to pick something up, you know, pick something up. And wouldn't you know it, this soldier turns out to be a complete psychopath that wants Ava to dress up as his dead wife. That's right, he takes Daisy Ridley to his place to dress up as his wife in hopes of, I guess, of just reliving some kind of dance that they had once before. Okay, if there's another thing that this movie managed to do right is make Daisy Ridley's character not be a complete fucking dumbass, because she is pretty resourceful and actually manages to figure out how to get the fuck away from this guy. I mean, you know, for the most part. Ava discovers that Riley didn't bury his wife. He actually has his wife all propped up in a bed in a separate room with candles lit and everything, almost like a little ritual or ceremony or whatever. And there's a barn outside where he has a whole bunch of zombies chained up. I mean, yeah, this guy is just straight up crazy. Ava, being the tactician that she is, decides to play into Riley's psychopathy by pretending to be his wife, which gets Riley's guard down, giving her the opportunity to deliver the final blow. You know, me describing it to you seems kind of fun, but it's really not. It was so long and drawn out. Holy shit, it was so fucking boring, uninteresting, not exciting, just completely ridiculous. So Ava takes Riley's keys to take his car, and right as the headlights turn on, boom, all of a sudden, Riley's dead wife, who was once laying in bed that she saw just, you know, still and dead, is no longer dead. She's awake, standing up, staring at Daisy Ridley, holding her belly because she's pregnant. Yeah, it's whatever, I guess. So Ava continues her journey south and unfortunately has to abandon the car at some point and walk the rest of the way. And conveniently, there are barely any zombies. You know that one zombie you see in the trailer that forces Daisy Ridley to crawl through a bus? That's about it. Oh, and she stumbles upon a small little motor home with a family of 4 dead inside, so she pulls them all out so that she can have some place to sleep. Keep in mind that at this point of the movie, she knows that the dead can get aggressive and can potentially kill you, so maybe the best thing you should be doing right now is beheading all of these people, you know, making sure that dead stay dead and make sure they don't fucking come back. But nah, who needs to worry about the dead coming back to life and potentially killing you while you're asleep? Whatever, who cares? Keep your window open, keep your door unlocked, who cares? A bit later in the night, the father of the dead family of 4 wakes up and just decides to start digging a grave for them. And I guess he's not like full-on zombie aggressive bitch yet. Somehow he's still kind of there and just wants to bury his dead family with himself in it. And Ava, being the compassionate person that she is, decides to help the dad bury his family and then deliver the killing blow to the dad so that he may rest with his family. There's definitely some kind of theme and messaging going on here, but I just can't be fucked to care because this movie has been going on for way too damn long, and as interesting as it was to see the zombie dad bury his family and allow himself to be killed, I I just couldn't give two fucks. This movie just has me lost. Is it trying to be some slow burn, melodramatic exploration of humanity? Or does it want to be a zombie movie? Or is it trying to be both? Not saying that it can't be both, but holy shit, this movie is struggling to do both at the same time while having all these different layers of ideas and themes and all these branching plot lines. Why do people feel the need to overcomplicate a 90-minute movie? Keep it simple. So Ava manages to reach her destination, where she finds a whole bunch of more dead people, and some of which are just at least seemingly 100% dead, and one or two that are still alive, but I guess kind of stuck somewhere, so she's not worried about them. She just casually walks through this place, not a worry in sight, not worried about something potentially getting up and killing her, biting her in the neck, stabbing her in the back, nothing, no worry, no sweat, nothing. She's just casually walking through this place, looking for her dead husband, manages to find the room, and whoop-de-fucking-do, it turns out that her husband was sleeping with another chick. Well, would you look at that? It turns out the husband is a giant piece of shit. At least he's 100% dead along with his mistress. And a minute later, guess who turns up? That's right, Clay! Clay turns up to save the day! Except he didn't really save anything, I guess he just decided to show up there. I don't know. So Ava and Clay go off to have a heart-to-heart with some liquor, and it turns out that Clay has a wife and a daughter that wants nothing to do with him. Ava reveals that she was the one to cheat on him first. You'd think the movie would end right here, right? I mean, their journey's done, they've gone south, they reached the destination, Ava found her dead hubby. What else is there? Well, Ava and Clay decide to have a bit of fun with drinks and swimming, and then they start making their way back north, you know, they're making their journey back, but then have to stop because pregnant zombie bitch to Riley is standing in the road, but she gave birth, or at least there's blood and there's no more there's no belly. And of course, Ava, being the compassionate person that she is, gets out of the car instead of running over this zombie bitch, decides to look around like, oh, where's the baby? I think I hear a baby. I guess the zombie bitch just wanted them to pick up that baby because once Daisy Ridley's character figures out that the baby's in this direction, the zombie bitch just turns around and walks away. So the film ends with Ava finding the baby, carrying it, and then bam, cut to black. I guess she finally has a child of her own. Because ultimately, the reason why Ava and her husband were having issues is because they couldn't bear their own children. And this movie relies heavily on flashbacks. I mean, holy shit, cut back on those, man. I'm not saying they're not a useful tool for narrative purposes, but oftentimes people just don't know how to use them properly. Some of them worked here, and some of them did not. This movie tried way too damn hard to be some kind of art house type zombie movie, and man, does it just boil my fucking brain. I'm not gonna lie, I see a good movie in here. I see potential, but holy shit, remove that entire second act with the crazy soldier guy. What is this need to overcomplicate the plot and the story and include all these different elements to sort of build this world up? The messaging and themes just feel a little forced at certain moments and just had me annoyed. How is it that you make a 90-minute movie feel like 4 hours of nothing? And what is up with the acting direction being given to Daisy Ridley? What is up with her character? Not to say that Daisy Ridley delivered a bad performance. No, she is fan-fucking-tastic here. It's just that her character feels a little off. There's a lot of staring in this movie, and when Daisy Ridley was just staring, I was just like, I don't know what's scarier, the zombie staring or her staring. She looked like she's a zombie. I don't know, man. It just feels like she was directed to be even more stoic, to overdo the stoicism in this movie. Maybe that's just me, but at the end of the day, I still enjoyed her performance. So yeah, this movie had a 28 years later moment where a baby is birthed by a zombie. and that's it. There was so much potential with this movie, man. It could have been great. It could have been an awesome zombie movie. It could have been an actual serious, slow burn, melodramatic zombie drama. There's a lot of potential here. It's just wasted. This is a slow and boring, uninteresting zombie mess that doesn't seem to know what it wants to be. While there are elements of greatness, We Bury the Dead is not worth your time. I'm giving this movie a boring out of 100. All right. I'll catch you guys next time.